and I'm gonna sip my fucking orange juice like a good little boy, and I'm gonna make this fucking video, and people are going to listen to me because they love me, and because it's obvious with all the views I get and all the likes, which fuck, I don't get any likes, but fuck it, it doesn't matter. We'll do it live. This should also be noted. I don't cut or edit my videos. Like, everything I say comes off the top of my fucking head, and I'm not sitting there like, oh, this doesn't sound right, I'm gonna edit this part out and I'm gonna repeat what I just said in a better way. Fuck that. We're gonna do it live, okay? Good. Okay, so 10 reasons why the video game industry is going to shit. Number 10, no game manuals. Everything is starting to go digital. Some people like digital copy bullshit. I like having a game manual. I like having a physical copy. I like owning something so like 10 years from now I can go back and be like, oh yeah, this is a cool video game I used to play when I was fucking 10 years old, and it's nice to have and I want it. So, you know, I don't know. It's nice to have a video game manual. It's sad everything's going to digital. There's nothing we could do to stop it. There's nothing we could do to stop it. Everything's gonna be fucking digital, whether we like it or not, and no one gives a fuck about what we think. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Number 9, exclusive content for pre-orders, not getting the full video game anymore. Okay, exclusive content for pre-orders. What this basically means is you're forced to pay for a video game before the game comes out, basically investing in something, hoping that it's going to be good, and then getting fucked over if it's not good. And it is what it is. You get exclusive content for doing so. Pre-ordering isn't really that big of an issue, which leads to, well, which is going to lead into number 8, because DLC is slowly starting to become an issue. As you can see, I stuttered there, but again, we do shit live. So number 8, DLC is slowly starting to become an issue. How is it becoming an issue? Well, go take a look at Forza 5, where you fucking have to pay for all these absurd car packs, and you have to pay for stupid XP just to get an increased amount of XP to play through a fucking video game to unlock more shit that should really just be on the fucking disc and accessible to you to begin with. I mean, the fact that you have to grind out all this XP in a fucking racing game just to get us some cars that you want to drive around is fucking bullshit, and I don't think I'm going to ever buy another Forza game again outside of maybe Forza Horizon 2, which is actually looking like it's going to be a good game. So Forza Horizon is a new good series. Forza Motorsport can really suck my dick. Simple as that. If you don't agree with me, go play Forza Motorsport. Look at all the fucking car packs you have to buy just to unlock one car. Look at how there's only like 6 tracks available in the game, and you have to grind through all those tracks a million times over just to unlock extra XP points in order to buy fucking cars. And this is happening in a lot of video games where it's pay-to-win systems that are being implemented, and it sucks. It sucks major fucking dick. So yeah, it's another reason why the video game industry is going to shit. Number 7, rehashed yearly games destroying titles. Like Call of Duty, rehashes have killed the Call of Duty series. Battlefield rehashes are killing the Battlefield series. Assassin's Creed rehashes are killing the Assassin's Creed series. I was gonna say Mass Effect, but I don't know. They're not really rehashing them anymore. Mass Effect 3 was a gigantic failure though, and BioWare should be sad for that title. But anyway, Mass Effect 3 sucked, and whatever. Number 6, DRM is becoming a problem. It's becoming increasingly a problem. It hasn't really been a problem this generation, but it's going to be a problem in the future. I guarantee you, where it's going to be like you have to be connected to the internet to play a certain title just so that they could verify that you actually have the license of the title. Bullshit. Back in my day when I was 10 years old, I went out to a fucking video game store, I bought the disc, put it in my fucking console, and I played the fucking video game. And that's how it should be. You shouldn't have to fucking be connected to the internet just to play a title that you like. How is that even ownership over a game? Anyway, you don't even get ownership over a game to begin with these days, but still, you should be able to get a physical copy, which goes back to number 10. But we're at number 6, so DRM, whatever, blah blah blah. DRM's becoming an issue, and those were basically the shitty fucking points of this entire video, which are important, but at the same time, they're not exactly the most important. Now I'm gonna sip some of my orange juice here. Just one second. Okay. This is what happens when you do a video live. Okay. Okay. Number 5. shitty working conditions in the industry and little job security. So game developers basically work in really shitty conditions where they're forced like into these 16-hour periods of programming video games, and they get very little job security. So what this basically means is a publisher comes in and forces a release date on a video game company, and then everybody in the video game company is forced to work extra hours just to push this game out on the release date, and the video game ends up being really shitty and it ends up not selling, and then the video game company ends up going fucking bankrupt or whatever, and they get fucking torn apart and they lose their jobs. And that's what happens in the video game industry. Publishers need to back the fuck off, and they need to allow these game companies to actually work on the video games and provide release dates that make sense, and that's make it so that the video game is going to be a good video game. Also, you could also end up being a game developer and you just go program a game for Barbie Adventures 2, and that's what happens when you fucking are a video game developer, I guess. That's why a lot of people go to the indie scene, because they aren't forced to deal with publishers and they're not forced to program Barbie games. But anyway, that's basically number 5. Number 4, paid for reviews, no integrity in the gaming video game journalism. There's no fucking integrity in video gaming journalism anymore. There used to be at a certain point in time, but I think after, like, especially when Jeff Gertzman got fired from GameSpot, that really kind of showcased, that was kind of the downfall of video game journalism. Kind of pointed out what the fuck was really going on behind the scenes, where these companies are like, promote Doritos, promote fucking Mountain Dew, and we're gonna give you early release review copies, and if you don't review this game very well, you won't get future review copies, so other companies are going to be able to review games before you get to review games, unless you give this game at least a decent review. And this happens a lot in the video game journalism industry. I don't know what the fuck you call it. Video game journalism. This happens a lot in fucking video game journalism, and it's becoming a problem in video game journalism. And leads to number 3. Games are becoming too fucking easy. There's just too much casualization going on with video games lately. Hand-holding, just the most ridiculous hand-holding mechanics, where it's like, press this button to move forward, press this button to move left, okay, and then they lead you into these little narrow little corridors, and the game is fucking lame as fuck because it doesn't really give you any freedom. It kind of just holds your hand through the entire fucking experience. It doesn't let you go off and like explore certain areas of the game anymore. This is happening in first-person shooters. This is happening in a lot of fucking video games these days, where there's no freedom in the video game anymore. It's just like it's like a guided movie experience. It's like, walk from point A to point B, and then there's going to be a fucking cutscene, and then repeat the process, and eventually the game's going to be over, and now you can go play multiplayer. It's like fucking gay shit, and it's happening in video games a lot. Too much casualization. There needs, or what's another word these fuckers use, these game developers use? It's where they kind of condense everything and make everything like way more easier. I don't know. Here, I'll put up the word on the video. I can't fucking remember the word off the top of my head, but you hear it repeated quite a bit. Like when they're trying to make a game easier or more accessible, there's always this one fucking word they use where it's like dumbs the entire fucking game down into shit. Okay, that's numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I haven't really covered them to the extent that I wanted to cover them, but I really am not putting as much effort as I should into this video. But it's not like I'm going to get very many likes anyway. You know what I mean? Look at my other videos. Do I get very many likes? No. So why would I put effort? I don't know. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck my life. /risks, /suicide, /walk in... Yeah, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Okay, number 2 and 1. These are the biggest fucking retarded shit that's happening in the video game industry, and that didn't make sense, but I'm gonna say it again. It's the most stupidest shit that is happening in the video game industry, in the video game world to this day. And it's number 2, corruption in video game journalism. This is a huge fucking issue for me, and it relates to number 1, but it's just like the hugest issue because game journalism has such a huge impact on video games in general. Like, if a video game is good and say journalists don't like the video game for some artificial stupid reasons, not a lot of people are going to buy the game because the game doesn't have the backing of the gaming media. So games need to appeal to the gaming media in order to be successful, and it's just corruption in video game journalism, where they find these stupid, the most dumbest reasons as to why these games aren't very good. Like, take a look at the Grand Theft Auto 5 review on GameSpot. The fucking retarded reviewer actually docked the point on the fucking game for misogyny, for fucking women hating on fucking GTA. It's like, man, 90% of the people you're killing in this game are male. 90% of all the violence in this game that's happening is going to be against men, but you just find this like absurd bullshit just because one character will like call some women character like a slut or something. It's like misogyny, and the fucking game gets docked on it. Which leads me to number 1, social justice warriors, far leftist types, cultural Marxists, etc., etc., are fucking destroying the video game industry. They're destroying it. They're just pointing out, oh, there's not enough female characters. Oh, you're not playing these games because it's not appealing to the white male audience. It's all this stupid fucking bullshit. Like, these people need to be slapped in the head. They're only doing it. The only reason they're doing this is because they're getting money, because it increases their page views, because they know it's pissing people off. It's like, so I'm white. Just because I'm white doesn't make me sexist. I mean, come on, man. I played fucking Female Shepherd in Mass Effect. I actually thought that Female Shepherd was more well done than Male Shepherd in Mass Effect. And a lot of video games that have really strong female leads that are actually good, I will fucking play. And I could say this for like almost every other fucking person who loves video games. We don't give a fuck about like the fucking characters. Like, as long as the characters are well written, fine, but the genders, all that shit is so not important. What's important is the gameplay of the video game. Especially when people are like, well, more people would have played Tomb Raider if the character wasn't a female. It's like, man, no. It's like, fuck no. It's like, people just maybe are not interested in that game for gameplay reasons, and maybe we're just not interested in that type of game. And it's like, you see this at E3, and they're like, well, there's not enough female people on stage, and it's bullshit because it's sexist, and oh my god, it's so sexist. It's like, fuck you. Go back to Tumblr, go back to Reddit, go back to wherever the fuck you came from, and leave fucking video games alone, okay? No one gives a fuck about the color of the character's skin. No one gives a fuck about, oh, there's not enough females on stage. Maybe there's just more men in the industry, and maybe it has nothing to do with, oh, females are discriminated against because they can't get into the industry. That's bullshit. It's just like an interesting. It's like what's another thing? It's like a female dominated industry, like hairdressing, for example. It's like, well, there's not enough men in hairdressing. Well, it's like, maybe men in general just don't want to fucking be hairdressers. Maybe it's just something that appeals to women, and sitting there and complaining and being retarded about it while you go to university. Okay, this is what really gets me, is when they go to university and they take fucking things like gender studies and like fucking women's studies and feminism bullshit, and then they're like, well, there's not enough women in video games. Well, it's like, fucker, like, if you just would have fucking took like a video game course or whatever, and you got into the video game industry, and you actually started making video games as a woman, and you actually contributed to wanting to put more women into the video game industry, that's accomplishing something. But what you're doing is just fucking whining about the fact that there's not enough women in the video game industry, which there are quite a lot of women in the industry. No, there aren't as much women as there are men. Probably has nothing to do with sexism. Very little to do with sexism. It's starting to change a little bit here, but it's very little to do with sexism. It has to do with just interests in general. Women don't take things like computer science or anything like that. They're more interested in things like psychology, sociology, and hairdressing and fashion industry and all that shit. Like, there's just different interests between the genders in general. Whether you want to put that down to like a cultural thing where it's like, well, it's the patriarchy and men are just forcing women into these positions. You see how it always comes back to just like being the man's fault. But anyways, I've been ranting about this too long. The social justice warrior, far leftist types, cultural Marxists, etc., are fucking ruining video games because they're forcing companies to put things in games that aren't there for like creative reasons or aren't there for like gameplay reasons, but it's just there to appease a very small percentage of people that want to point out racism and sexism and everything. And it's oh fuck, man, I don't know, I can't stand people like that. It's becoming a problem with the video game industry. So that's my number 1, and that's number 10 to number 1, and I probably did a very shitty job at this video, but at the same time, these are my main reasons to why the video game industry is going to shit. My next video is going to be on PC gaming and the benefits of PC gaming, and actually it might not be the greatest fucking thing either, because I'm not going to be like sucking PC dick either. I'm going to be pointing out why PC gaming also fucking sucks compared to console gaming, why it's not the greatest platform to play games on, and people are going to hate me for it, but that's the reality, because fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I don't get likes or dislikes anyway, so I don't even look at it anymore. And this is 16 minutes of bullshit. So rate, comment, subscribe, hate, bitch, and don't fucking I don't even know. Don't fucking suck too much dick in life, and it doesn't even make sense. Okay. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Just live a nice life and tell your mother that you love her. So yeah. Okay. Bye.